Find your place again, the same place where you were yesterday. Sit just as comfortably with a straight back. Close your eyes or leave them half closed. Take several deep breaths. Feel how the air fills your lungs. Exhale slowly, releasing tension. Yesterday, you began the process of erasing your old self-image. You created an empty space. Today we begin to fill this space, but not chaotically, not randomly. We will consciously construct a new version of you, the you that you truly want to be. Continue breathing naturally. With each inhale, feel how you become more present in this moment. With each exhale, release everything unnecessary, all thoughts about the past or future. There is only now, only this moment, only this breath. Imagine again that mirror that stood before you yesterday. That mirror in which your old image dissolved. It's still empty. A clean, mirror surface that reflects only light. No form, no image. Only potential, only possibility. And now, in this emptiness, in this space of pure potential, begin asking yourself, who do I want to be? Not who others want to see me as. Not who I should be by someone else's standards, but who I, in the depths of my heart, truly want to become. Perhaps you've never given yourself permission to truly answer this question. Perhaps you've always adapted to expectations of parents, partners, society, work. But now, in this space where no one exists except you and your deepest truth, you can be absolutely honest. No one is judging. No one is evaluating. Here it's safe to dream. Choosing your qualities. Let's start with qualities. What qualities do you want to embody in your life? Don't think too long. Don't analyze. Just allow words to come. Perhaps it's calmness, confidence, kindness, courage, creativity, honesty, strength, softness, wisdom, joy. Which qualities resonate in your heart right now? Choose one quality, the one that feels most important in this moment. Let's say it's calmness, or confidence, or kindness. Choose yours. And now don't just think about this word. Feel this quality with your entire being, embodying your quality. If it's calmness, how does it feel in the body? Perhaps it's relaxed shoulders, even breathing, a soft, open facial expression, a feeling of spaciousness inside, not constriction. Allow your body to assume the posture of calmness right now. Lower your shoulders, relax your jaw, breathe more slowly. What does a calm person look like? How do they move? Smoothly, without haste. How do they speak? Gently, without tension in the voice. How do they react to stress? They pause, breathe, don't rush to react. Imagine yourself like this. See how you move through the world with this calmness. How you sit, stand, walk. How you look at other people, not with tension, but with softness. How you listen, truly, without rushing to formulate a response. If your quality is confidence, feel it now. Confidence is not aggression, not arrogance. It's quiet knowledge of your worth. It's a straight back, not because you're tense, but because you're not ashamed to occupy your space. It's a direct gaze that meets others' eyes without fear. It's a voice that speaks truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Feel this in your body right now. Straighten up a little. Open your chest. Not forcefully, but naturally with dignity. If your quality is kindness, what does this mean for you? Not martyrdom, not making yourself smaller, but true, strong kindness that comes from fullness, not from lack. Feel the softness in your heart. Imagine that your heart is like a warm source of light. And this light naturally flows to others, not because you have to, but because you cannot do otherwise. This is your nature. Spend a few minutes just feeling this quality, breathing with it, allowing it to fill every cell of your body. This quality is not something external that you need to achieve. It already exists within you, perhaps buried under layers of fear, defense, old habits. But it's there, and now you're simply giving it permission to surface, adding complexity. Now add another quality, perhaps opposite to the first. If the first was calmness, the second might be passion. Life is not one-dimensional. You're not building a monolithic structure. You're building a living, dynamic person who can be both calm and passionate depending on the moment, both confident and vulnerable, both strong and soft. True wholeness is not being always the same. It's having access to the full spectrum of human experience. Feel the second quality. How does it live in your body? How does it look in your actions? Don't rush. Give yourself time to truly enter this feeling, your impact on the world. And now ask yourself another question. How do I want to impact the world around me? When people meet me, what do I want them to feel? When I leave a room, what remains after me? Perhaps you want people to feel safer in your presence, so they know they can be themselves without judgment. Imagine this. See how someone comes to you tense, worried, and gradually, just being near you begins to relax. Their shoulders drop, breathing becomes deeper. They begin to smile, not because you said or did something special, but simply because your presence is a presence of calmness, acceptance, safety. Or perhaps you want to inspire people so that after talking with you, they feel more energy, more possibilities, more desire to act. Imagine this. See how someone comes to you in doubt, in fear, and after time with you leaves with a spark in their eyes, with plans, with the feeling, yes, I can do this. What in your presence changes their state? Perhaps your faith in them, your ability to see their potential even when they don't see it, your energy, your passion, your conviction that everything is possible. Or perhaps you won't be the one who speaks truth, who isn't afraid to be honest, even when it's uncomfortable. In a world where so many people hide behind masks, behind politeness, behind everything's fine, perhaps your role is to be real. Imagine what this looks like. You're in conversation. Someone asks, "How are you?" Most automatically say, "Good," but you pause. And if it's actually not good, you find a way to tell the truth without complaining, but simply honestly. And in this honesty, magic happens. The other person also feels permission to be real. The conversation becomes real, not superficial. Choose your way of impacting the world. And again, don't just think about it. Feel it. Imagine concretizciones. See yourself in different situations, embodying this impact. In a cafe, at work, with friends, with strangers, with family. How does the atmosphere change when you enter? What changes in the people around you? Your daily life. Now, let's move to your life. What does a day in the life of the new version of you look like? Not abstractly, but concretely. How do you wake up? Perhaps without an alarm, naturally when the body is ready. Or to favorite music, not a harsh ring. What's the first thing you do? Perhaps before looking at your phone, you take several deep breaths. You're grateful for a new day. You get up not with a feeling of burden, but with curiosity. What will this day bring? How do you eat breakfast? Perhaps not rushing, not looking at a screen, but truly tasting the food. Feeling gratitude that you have food. How do you look in the mirror? Not with criticism, not searching for flaws, but with acceptance, perhaps even with love. You can smile at yourself. Say to yourself, "Good morning. I'm here for you. We'll get through this day together." How do you move through the day? Perhaps not in constant hurry, moving from task to task, but with presence, doing one thing at a time, fully. When you work, truly work, not getting distracted every 5 minutes. When you rest, truly rest, not feeling guilt. When with a person, truly with them, not half in your phone. How do you react to challenges? The old version of you perhaps went in a panic, or anger, or despair. But the new version pauses, breathes, asks, "What's needed right now? Not what I feel, but what's needed," and acts from this place. Not reactively, but consciously. How do you end the day? Perhaps not falling into bed exhausted, not scrolling through your phone until sleep, but with a small ritual. Maybe you write a few sentences in a journal. What was good today? What are you grateful for? What did you learn? Maybe you do a few minutes of stretching, allowing your body to release the day's tension. Maybe you just sit in silence for a few minutes, thanking yourself for this day, whatever it was. See this day in detail. Not a perfect day where everything works out perfectly, but a real day where there are challenges, but you meet them differently. Where there's fatigue, but you treat yourself with kindness. Where there are mistakes, but you learn rather than punish yourself. Your relationships. Now think about your relationships. How does the new version of you behave in relationships? With a partner, if there is one. With friends. With family. With colleagues. Perhaps the old version was defensive, quickly offended, afraid to show vulnerability. Being right was more important than preserving connection. But the new version is different. It can say, "I'm sorry, I was wrong." It can say, "I'm hurt," without accusations. It can listen, truly listen, even when it's uncomfortable. It can give space for another person to be imperfect because it gave itself that space. Imagine a concrete situation, perhaps an argument. The old version of you would automatically enter defense, attack, disconnection. But the new version does something else. It feels the impulse, that familiar impulse to defend. But instead of acting from it, it pauses, breathes, and says, "I need a minute." Not in anger, but calmly. And in that minute, it finds itself, remembers who it is, remembers its values. And when it returns to the conversation, it comes not from the position of enemy, but from the position of partner. I hear you. I understand why you're disappointed. Let's find a solution together. Feel how this changes the dynamic. How relationships become deeper when you bring into them your true self, not defensive masks. Your work and contribution. Now think about your work, your creativity, your contribution to the world. What does the new version of you do? Perhaps the same thing as the old, but the approach is different. The old version perhaps did everything from duty, from necessity, from fear of not having money. But the new version finds meaning even in ordinary tasks. It asks, how can I do this a little better? How can I bring my uniqueness even here? Or perhaps the new version does something completely different. What the old version only dreamed of, but was afraid to try. If so, don't dismiss this image as unrealistic. Just see it. See yourself doing what you love. Even if you don't know how to get there, just allow yourself to feel what it's like to live in alignment with your calling. How do you feel at the end of the workday when you do what matters? Not exhausted and empty, but tired yet satisfied. You know your day had meaning, that you gave something valuable to the world. Integration. And now let's bring it all together. See yourself, this new version of yourself, as a whole person. Not perfect, not without mistakes or difficult days, but real, authentic, aligned with your deep values. See how this person moves through the world. With what energy? With what presence? Now, an important step. This new version is not someone distant, someone you'll become sometime in the future. This version is available to you right now, in this moment, because it's not about external achievements. It's about internal choice, about where you act from. You can start being this version of yourself right now. Not perfectly, not 100%, but even 5% is a beginning. Even one moment of true presence, one moment of true kindness to yourself, one moment of courage. This is already the new version manifesting. Say to yourself now, quietly or aloud, I accept this new version of myself. I allow it to be born. I allow myself to become who I truly want to be. Not someday, but now, step by step, moment by moment. The merging. Now imagine that this new version stands before you. Look at it. Look into its eyes and see they're not a stranger, but yourself, your true self, the one you've always been under all the layers of defense and fear. Smile at it and see how it smiles back. And now do something symbolic. Imagine that you take a step forward. And when you take this step, you enter this image. You merge with this new version of yourself. You become one. Feel this in your body. Perhaps you'll actually feel a slight shift in energy. A little more space in the chest. A little more strength in the back. A little more clarity in the head. You're now not observing the new version. You are the new version, at least in this moment. And the more often you return to this feeling, the more natural it will become. The more this new identity will solidify, creating an anchor. Let's create an anchor. Something that will help you remember this new version of yourself throughout the day. It could be a simple gesture. For example, touching your heart with your hand, or a deep inhale and slow exhale, or a certain word, phrase. Choose something that resonates with you. And now, being in this state of your new version, make this gesture or say this phrase. Do this several times. You're creating a connection between the gesture and the state, so that later in everyday life, when you forget who you are, when you slip back into old patterns, you can make this gesture, and it will remind you. It will return you to this feeling. Closing. Now, take a few more deep breaths. Preserve this feeling of your new version. Don't try to grasp it. Hold it by force. Just allow it to be. Know that it's now part of you, that you can return to it anytime. When you're ready, slowly begin returning your attention to the room. Feel your body. Move your fingers. Stretch if you want. And gently open your eyes. Today you didn't just imagine. You began creating a new neural network, a new identity. This is a process. Tomorrow we'll continue building. But now, today, carry this feeling with you. Try to remember it. And when you forget, and you will forget, this is normal, just return. Make your anchor gesture. Breathe. Remember who you decided to be. Don't expect perfection. Expect moments. Moments when a new version flashes through. When you react differently. When you feel differently. Collect these moments. Value them. They are proof that transformation is happening. They are seeds of your new self. Today is complete. Until tomorrow.